Good evening, everyone. It's 6 o'clock. This is the regular meeting of the Rutland Town Selectboard. This is Tuesday, the 29th of July, almost through another month. We have a full select board tonight. Kurt Hathaway, Joe Denardo, Mary Ashcroft, Matt Getty, and Sharon Russell. We started the other way when we did our special tax meeting, just to point that out. So if you would all please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alrighty. Okay. We do have some minutes that we have July 15th and July 23rd. July 15th. Do I have the minutes for that? I do have the 23rd. That was oh, okay. I have them both. So let's start with the 23rd. This was the special meeting we had to set the tax rate.
To approve.
Motion's made to approve and seconded. Three of us were here, so three of us get the credit for reducing the town's taxes. Sorry, guys. Okay. Any additions, corrections, deletions? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And
Abstain.
no zeros and 2 abstentions. No no's. Okay. The July 15th regular select board meeting.
Move to accept.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Is there any addition, deletion, corrections? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Abstention. So 4 ayes and 1 abstention. We have all right. Has everyone seen the orders?
Move to approve.
Motion's been made to approve the orders. Oh, they're over there. Okay. Motion's been made. Is there a second? Okay. Motion's made and second. Who did the first? Thank you. I wasn't paying attention.
Okay.
Any additions, discussion, deletions, corrections? If not, all in favor of approving the orders, bills, and warrants, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 5-0. Any announcements from board members? Nope. Update from Selectboard Chair. Just the senior luncheon, which was very nice. Thank you to Mike Rowe and the lifeguards. And we'll have a little something more about that when we vote on the switching the checking account a little bit later on our agenda. That's all I have. Questions from the floor or public comments? Does anyone have anything before we go to our first item? Okay. Jim, we'll have you a little bit later. Okay. All right. All right. So let's go to action item number 1, the board to meet with Megan Smith from the Town of Mendon Selectboard. Welcome, Megan. Come on up.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi.
Before I start, I would just like to say thank you. I have been swimming at Northwood at noon
Good.
since I'm old and live in Mendon. I get to swim up there for free. And I've really been enjoying.
Not to get off the swim.
I-
Well, that's now changed.
I didn't know. I didn't know, and I came up with my 7 ones. This man said to me, "Put that away." It's very enjoyable up
You
there.
can become very bossy.
Well, he does give me a lot of good kudos when I ride my bike up there.
Good for you.
So-
Everybody. She's all hot. She jumps in the pool, swims, and then jumps back on her bike, rides back home, and gets all hot again.
That's right.
Which is fine.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's a
okay.
thing.
It'll be fine.
They're just
It's an electric bike. I don't get too sweaty.
Oh,
I have a couple things that I just want to discuss with you all. The first thing is, do you all know, we both have Heather Lane in our town, and it's becoming a big issue from the people on our Heather Lane, mostly because of packages, but also there's concern about 911, calls. And so I don't know if you all have discussed this. I know Jesse and Bill have been talking about it some because they're the 911 coordinators. But we have 13 homes on our Heather Lane. And I think you guys have 6 homes on your Heather Lane. Now, that may not be the fact. That's what I was told by our staff. So clearly, our Heather Lane people want you guys to change your name. So anyway, I just want to bring that to your attention. That's something you all would clearly have to discuss among yourselves, but it is, we're getting a lot of we're getting complaints.
so, and we share the same zip code.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
the problem.
Yeah,
the problem.
that's the
So-
problem. Yeah.
I had Bill had talked to me about this a while ago, and I said, so who named the road first?
Okay.
Now I didn't research that, which probably means you did, since no one told me.
I don't know. And I don't know if Bill got a chance to look into it.
I've not been able to find anything that
What's significant? Yeah.
is significant.
Yeah. See, Bill, that just,
Well, probably us. We're really old. Our town's really old. Along with most of us that live there. So the second thing is, second and third thing are both Town Line Road issues.
Mhm.
We have a couple people that live on Town Line Road that are very concerned about the speeding. And we've had a turnover in our sheriff assignment in the last couple weeks. But they both, the past and the current sheriff, say it's very hard to patrol because there's nowhere to really pull over. And if you do, then when you pull someone over and you have someone pulled over, then it's an unsafe situation as well. So we have purchased the flashing sign that says you're going this fast and
Slow down.
this is what the speed limit is and this is how fast you're going. The only place we're going to be able to find in the right of way on our side is kind of at the bottom of that hill where people are really speeding. So I guess it's good. But and we also are going to try to put one more speed limit sign up on our side. There's 2 on our side right now. But we purchased that. We haven't installed it yet because our road crew is so straight out right now. But we are going to install it, and we just wanted to know if you guys would consider in your next, we'll see how it works, but if it works, if in your next budget cycle, you might consider purchasing one.
Well, we have a speed cart and that
You do?
travels around different places in town.
Oh, you do?
So we could probably coordinate with you folks, okay, at various times. But this sounds like a permanent
Yeah, we're
sign.
putting one of the
Okay.
permanent ones
Okay.
in.
Right.
And we bought 2 more through with ARPA funds, and we're waiting to find out if we can put them on Route 4 anywhere, but that's a whole nother thing
Yeah.
with the state. So otherwise we'll put one on Meadow Lake and, the places where people tend to speed in our town. But Town Line Road, and I don't know. I mean, I cut through there all the time,
Mhm.
and I do try to watch my speed because I would really be embarrassed if I got pulled over on Town Line
Uh-huh.
Road. But I asked my people that were calling me, I said, do you talk to your neighbors across the street from Rutland Town? Is it an issue for Rutland Town as well? We don't know our neighbors across the street.
Okay.
So,
we could dig it up again.
yeah,
That was
exactly.
Right.
That
Yeah.
slowed down the traffic, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it did away with a lot of the through traffic, which
Yeah.
is probably most of the problem.
Well, and and the thing is, Google Maps sends you right through there.
Yeah.
And they, you know, they say on the weekends with tourists and, you know, I said, yeah, we have a lot of tourists and that's where Google Maps is telling them to go. But do you find the same thing about patrolling it? Like that? And so our current sheriff said that he actually has his gun on while he's driving on it instead of sitting.
Only a few spots. I've tried both sides. I've tried spots in Mendon. I know there's one driveway in Mendon that the guy is very nice and lets us use. But it's very hard to set up stationary.
Yeah.
One or two spots that I can do it, but it's more towards the Killington Ave side
Mhm.
than it is down by where you're saying.
Yeah. And, you know, it says at some point, I mean, I guess we'll just have to see. Some people say those signs work great. They get people to slow down. I know when I see one, if I'm going too fast, but we'll see. But I just know pretty soon you're gonna start working on your budget.
Yeah, I mean, we have, as you know,
Oh, you
we're
have
the
the-
donut around,
right, you've
and
got
we
the-
have several places that are real problems for speeders.
Yeah.
And that hasn't, I mean, I don't know if Town Line Road has blipped up on our radar.
Yeah, that's why I asked and I think, you know, it's probably one of the few roads in Mendon that people speed on.
Yeah.
Because most of our roads are.
But we've got our chief and deputy chief here, so they're aware of the issue and maybe
Yeah,
they
so
can.
that's all I kind
coordinate
of
when
wanted to
you
do
folks-
is make you
yeah.
aware.
He has said that he's had the same problem. There's no place to
Yeah.
really be.
Okay,
Yeah. So that's all I have.
okay.
And thanks
How's
for
the,
time.
we were asking jointly the state to do a study of the speed situation, reducing the speed limit through Route 4. Have you heard anything more on that?
So we were supposed to hear from a gentleman named Ian Duntus and we hadn't. So today I said, that was his name. I found out last night at the meeting, they haven't set up that speed study yet. So
Okay,
they asked me to call him. So I'm going to track him down tomorrow and see what I can find out. And if we have any news on it, I'll let Bill know.
okay, good.
Okay.
That would be helpful.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's still, that road is just, it's just so unfortunate that it just runs right through the middle of our town. you
Yeah,
know, And that's not going to change. So, well, thank you for your time, everybody.
thank you. Good to see you.
Good to see you. And again, thank you for the swimming.
Oh, very good.
I know, I hate the thought of having to go back to Pikeville after being at Rutland.
Well, we could keep it open in the winter. It might be a little chilly, but.
So Jim, as long as you're here, why don't you come up and give us a quick update of your activities? There's a letter on your desks about the Rutland Airport Committee. You'll remember that we got Jim not only to do our regional planning commission rep, but we also snuck in the airport committee.
It's interesting on the planning commission, they want to put a new distillery just east of the Greenbrier up at Killington,
Yeah,
across from the market.
Mhm.
And looking at it, I just can't see with the traffic up there in the winter. They want to put dividers, they want to do this. I just
Wow.
don't see that being viable, but I made my thoughts known to,
okay.
so. As far as the airport, we had a good meeting. It was, probably 18 people there. A lot of legislatures, some I knew, some I didn't. They seem to have a old buddy network going there. They talked about the aircraft use tax by state. I think there's some discussion on what that actually is. What they're trying to do is they'd like to get the infrastructure, drainage and so on and so forth, so they can build more hangars. People want to build hangars. They have people that are interested, but they don't want to put the infrastructure in because then when they sell it, they can't get their money back out of the infrastructure. They have people that would buy build right now if they had the infrastructure in place, the drainage and so on and so forth. And I guess there's a need from down country that people don't have a place to hang their plane in the winter, so they would consider flying up here to hangar it. That also would be, you know, if the family's coming up for vacation, you know, it makes sense. I don't know how viable that is, but that was something that was tossed around. But they seem to have a good group. They had 4 people who, 4 legislatures that are going to help sponsor some bills. Chris Kaiser was there, Transportation Committee, you know, if we can get some money from him. The FAA does provide a lot of some of the money. I think like the paving must come from the FAA portions of it. But from the notes, I have this other legislative priorities that I'll copy off and give you. But I think the minutes pretty much self-explanatory if anyone has any questions.
My recollection is this is all subject to Act 250 because that's permitted down there. Because I visited there once when I was on the District Environmental Commission, and I think the issue was a hangar or some improvements. Am I right on that?
My first meeting,
Okay,
there was some discussion of that the state requires pavement coming out from the hangar, yet they don't. You got to get a permit for that, but they don't do it themselves. They don't get the permit if they build it.
okay.
So there's a discussion about that. I have questions that I can, you know, when we do a smaller meeting that I can ask.
Okay,
But there's, I think it was Lyle Jepson and First Evan. And I forget, the manager of all the Southern Vermont airports was there also. So he has a vested interest.
yes.
And, I wasn't aware, but we subsidize Cape Air, about 50% of the ticket.
Really?
Yeah. So a ticket, they would charge $200, but they only charge $100 and the state picks up the rest.
Didn't know that. I haven't been down there for years. Anybody fly out of Rutland?
I have in the past.
Yeah,
Once.
once. Yeah. Okay, and the regional commission just goes on and they meet.
Yeah, cell towers seem to be. And if they meet the criteria, they're not too high, they get approved. If they're too high, they get, you know, they wanted to add 10 or 15 feet on one. They said no.
Okay,
The Greenbrier is something that, a learning for me that I went into the permit and actually saw what the Agency of Transportation said, and I disagree because they want to put structures in the middle of the road to help delineate traffic. That's fine this time of year.
yeah.
And it's also the 2 high crash areas on Route 4 are those on either side of where they want to put the driveway. So why they approved it, I don't know. I don't agree with it, but we don't have much choice at this point.
All right, any questions about what's going on in Regional Commission or the newly reformed Airport Committee? Okay, I guess that's it. Thank you very much, Jim. I'm glad you're doing that for us.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Does anybody have any urgent need to, go first or anything? I know Dave is all primed. All right, so Dave Sears, Town Road Commissioner.
I'm fine.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
So we've had a lot of vacations and family emergencies and stuff, so we've been shorthanded for the last month. I believe Monday was the first time in 5 weeks all 4 of us were together. So, I think at the last meeting I mentioned that we had A1 lined up. We went out and cleaned culverts for a week. We got 55 culverts cleaned. We went to Lola Drive and ditched and stone lined the ditches up there. Took out 2.5 truckloads of stuff. We opened the fence bids for the shared use path.
Okay.
Pratico's landscaping was $10,412. And Springfield fence was $1,999. $950, a difference of $1,462.
Wait a minute, do that last one again.
Last one was, Springfield fence,
Yeah,
8950,
8950. Okay.
difference of 1462. So I'd like to award Springfield fence that.
Okay. Have you folks taken a look at it? Did you see the bids? No?
It's fence, I
The
mean,
bid
It's
for
okay.
fence, yeah.
Is it chain link?
Yes.
Are the neighbors okay with it?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So is there a motion?
Second.
Motion is made and seconded to award the bid for the shared use path fence to Springfield Fencing for $89.50. Is there any discussion? Can they do it soon?
As soon as I talk to them and tell them that they can.
Okay.
Good.
All right.
I mean,
All in
They won't be
favor
here
of the
tomorrow,
motion,
but-
please say aye.
I-
Aye. Motion carries.
you may have noticed that roadside mowing has been done for the second time this year.
Yes.
And, he finished up, Monday afternoon.
More deeply too. So thank you. I think most of the poison parsnip down on Creek Road is much better under control.
So in light of that comment,
No, you can't. What?
oh, okay. So I'm trying to figure out how to do something about this poison parsnip stuff. And other than putting somebody in that tractor from April till November, which is not a thing, I've been kind of toying with the idea of putting together a spray project. And there it is. That's the eye roll I was waiting for. So I guess before I get too deep in the weeds here,
Oh, that was
Huh?
clever.
What?
That was
Huh?
very
Nicely
good.
done, huh?
That was good.
You
Yeah,
can-
yeah.
I like that.
Been thinking about that one all day.
actually it just came out and I was like, oh yeah, that worked. Is there, anti-interest, I guess, because if this is something that I'm gonna spend a million hours trying to figure out and everybody's against it, then I'm not going to.
If you use, a broadleaf killer.
Right.
That will only just kill the weeds mostly.
Yeah. I mean, it's not,
It does.
it's not a
it
great
does-
solution because it turns everything brown and it does whatever.
It won't turn everything brown. It'll
Well-
only turn the broadleaf. So if you
Right.
use Roundup, then you're gonna have brown roadside. But if you use Banville 2,4-D or some derivative in the appropriate thing, it did work in our hayfields to kill it.
Yeah.
The thing with the parsnip, and you're well aware, because I could remind you every 2 or 3 times a summer.
At least.
Yes. If it goes to seed, one plant.
Yeah, I know.
The cycle starts 3 years.
Right.
And I've killed fields that didn't go to seed, and I'm beyond the 3 years, so somebody lied to me. Cause it's still coming up. I just mowed 2/3 or a third of the field by the cemetery. It's like all parsnip, and I have no idea where it's coming from, but, that's the killer with it. If we leave any, you almost have to get out on foot with a sickle, cause the weed eaters spread that's
Yeah,
more,
right.
or something like a 2-foot side and just cut them down, but that would be what they would be using.
The hard part is we can only work within our right of way.
Right.
And,
Right,
Yeah.
and that's
And
part of the
after
problem too.
15 feet,
But,
you know,
but at least we can keep that part of it.
yeah.
I mean, cause there's places like down by Mary's house. I mean, this stuff was 4 feet tall. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
only 4?
Only 4.
Yeah.
That's,
Well, and we mowed it a month and a half ago.
Right.
And it still grew 4 feet.
if
And
you.
Gremowitz mowed some of it further in too, so
If
not
you,
out of your right of way.
if you could do the entire right of way, so it's like 3 passes with that mower, maybe even more.
Mhm.
And consistent for 3 years, I think it'll go away, but it does, the problem is the stuff like you're saying that's beyond the right of way, unless you get the landowner's permission to do that, which I think most people, but then some places you're talking 20-30 feet deep off. the
Oh, yeah.
road in-
Or it could be acres.
Or
It
acres.
can.
Acres,
It
you know,
is.
it's
Can't,
like, where do you
so-
start, where do you stop?
I
Right,
actually had a woman call me from, I believe McKinley, the upper part of McKinley, and she said somebody on the north side of her had a field that was full of it. And he went out and mowed it, and his dog went and ran in it, and he didn't realize it. And then he ended up in the hospital.
Mhm.
So he had a field full of it. I mean,
Yeah,
it's-
yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, there might be some areas in town where
it's just in our right of way that we could treat, but if you're
Right.
gonna if you're gonna try to get rid of it here and then there's a plant right here, I mean, you're not. No, I understand. I'm just
Yeah.
I'm trying to control it on the roadside. What people do with their fields, it's not my world.
Yeah.
But if we can control it on the roadsides and I don't have to have a guy in the mower 10 hours a day for months at a time, which I can't afford to do.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we went out and we hit it early and then we hit it again the first part of July and it was still 4 feet tall and it was going to seed. And if we don't get on it before September, I'm going to be doing it. It's going to be happening all over again. So if we can go out and spray and keep it down, we can go out and spray in a couple days, you know.
I think I'd be, maybe try a selected area and see how it works.
I'd be a no.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm thinking of the notifications you have to give to.
Oh yeah, no, it's a
Property
process.
owners.
That's, I mean, we got to file.
I used to do it for the railroad and the railroad right of way, and it is a big process. And people have the opportunity to say, no, my well's there, or no, I don't want you to. So, it's a hassle, and I just don't.
I don't know what they do for roadside spraying. I haven't ever looked into it. I know when CD sends out every year about spraying right away
Yeah.
and that the roadside, there are some places where the wells are, there's the least amount of parsnip. That's usually around the lawn. I'm thinking between McKinley Avenue and, Old Wood Road, that
Mhm.
section there's might be a good test place. You have one where it's the worst, you have one landowner.
Yeah, I mean, we'd have to submit a plan to the state.
Right.
We'd have to show them a map of where we're gonna spray, where waterways are, where wells are. We have to show them all of that stuff.
Right.
Just to even get approved. I mean, it's a lot of work. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to get knee deep in this thing if it's, gonna be ultimately a no.
Maybe you should get a herd of goats, maybe.
Yeah. I got enough problems.
I don't know if they.
I got a wife and 3 employees. I don't need goats.
Yeah. I don't know if they do or not.
Yeah, they eat most everything, but yeah.
Everything but the stuff you want them to.
Right.
I don't think we're ever gonna get rid of it.
No, I don't think that we're gonna eradicate it. I want to make it less of a nuisance.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna get rid of it. I know that.
Is it changing the frequency that you're mowing now? I mean, you
Well, I lost a guy for the month of July. We started, what was it? The 6th was after the 4th of July. We started that Monday. And he just finished yesterday, yesterday.
But you
It
mow the
wasn't there.
roadsides anyway.
yeah, that's
Huh?
my question. Are you having to mow, spend more time on it because it grows so fast than you would otherwise? in the
Yeah.
winter?
I mean, if I was just chasing roadside grass, I wouldn't have touched it again until middle of August, 1st of August, middle of August. And
Parsnip goes to seed about now.
Yeah.
This year, I think it's a little, I've been surprised where I've been killing it in the fields. It's further along than I thought it would be.
absolutely is.
Maybe I'm wondering if instead of doing that early mowing, just start July 1st and do a real comprehensive one in July. And then.
But I got people calling me in June, like,
I
when are you
know.
gonna mow? I can't see out of my driveway. When are you gonna mow?
No-win situation.
None.
Well, I'm a no. You wanted to know, so I'm a no, but I don't know.
I'm
And this
okay. I would be
something-
okay with seeing how it works, because I know it works in a field. So, we have to do it, some fields.
Guess I would need to know more about the spray and
Mhm.
what's involved. I mean, it sounds disconcerting to be broadly spraying all over.
Well, I'm not gonna do it with a biplane.
I wonder, so I don't know if
Might be more effective that way.
if somebody like Laws does any of this, if they have sprayers that will spray just one side I know they will, the big sprayers, and they would just measure off whatever that is, and you just have them drive up and down the road and do it, but I don't know.
Do you spray?
We have the capability because we bought a sprayer in anticipation, and that's what I'm doing this winter, is taking the course so that I can spray
Yeah, that one,
fields in town.
But that, to do the roadside, you need something that sprays off of just one side.
Right, but it's a double boom.
Yeah, you just shut the boom off.
Yeah.
Right, but how much reach do you have? Center to the outside on one side?
I
7 is.
Yeah,
8
so you need,
think it's like 8
It's
feet.
like 8 feet.
yeah, you'd need, I mean, if you wanted to do the full right of way, you'd need 15 feet off the right wheel. That's what I'm thinking, somebody like the big sprayers they use for fields would be able to do that. Hold up all the others,
Test it.
huh?
If you wanted to test it, then we.
Yeah, you could do that, you know, I'm just thinking if we're trying to do the whole right of way. Cause that's pretty easy to measure, you know,
I don't even know if Laws would have a sprayer that could do that.
if it's that short, most of
Yeah,
it. are very-
you know, they got 40 or 60 foot sprayers.
Yeah.
I don't know how far they can fold them up.
But those are just some ideas. I don't know what the state requires, but if you look into it, you're gonna find out.
Yeah.
All right, I'll dabble in it a little bit and come back with some more. And
The other thing for Matt's question would be what they'll use. And I'm pretty sure it's Manville and 2,4-D. That's what they used on ours last year. And there's other combinations and variants of that there's more specific to that. The thing to just keep in mind with the spraying, that will only kill the green plants. So if there are any seeds lingering, we've got this 2-3 year.
Mhm.
And then to Kurt's point, the plants beyond the right of way go to seed. And if those seeds blow into the right of way, it's like, you know, I just don't know the answer. I don't know where it came from. I don't know, because 10 years ago, we didn't have any.
Yeah.
And nobody knows where it came from, but my goodness, it's here now.
It's the
It is.
Same thing that happened with knotweed. That came out of nowhere.
God, that's horrible stuff.
You know,
And
there's past years.
velvet leaf, you remember that?
Yeah,
About
there's
20
past
ago?
years beyond where we hay on McKinley Avenue that are all just parsnip. And I
Mhm.
talked to the owner about getting somebody to go in there and mow those pastures down. And if they don't, that keeps infiltrating into the hayfield.
It's weird. It's like, I was just walking the stuff this morning. It doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother you unless you get the juice, the sap.
Yeah.
Get the sap and
Still
and it reacts with
with the sunlight.
sunlight, and that's what causes the blistering.
I mean,
Cause I got it.
I
I've
pulled.
never had a reaction to it ever.
Yeah,
Really?
You're lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that, like, same poison oak, like some people react, some people don't.
It's not it doesn't hurt you to brush on you, but if you break the plant, I think you got into it, weed whacking. Weed whacking is probably the worst way to kill it because it's going
You're
everywhere.
covered in
Goes
it.
everywhere.
Yeah, cause I mean, we pull the plants out of the field when I'm mowing, as long as they wear gloves and don't break them. I haven't had any. But
All right.
Okay, and then in my spare time, I asked Bill for the contract between the town and the city for water and sewer. And there's quite a few things in there that are not happening.
That's right.
So I guess I would like to ask for a committee meeting of the Public Works, because it's not really highway. And how much does anybody want to delve into this? Because it is costing the businesses in the town of Rutland extreme amount of money.
Dive deep.
I think that would be something that we should talk with town council about, because we need some background on it and we understand that there are some groups that are burdened more by the existing. but
For
there
like
are
30 years.
others, if we start unraveling and going for a new contract, there are other groups that would be probably considerably more affected. So before we just say Public Works, go ahead and do it, I would like the whole select board to hear from our attorney about some of the
yeah, Dave
background
needs to
and
be
what
part
we
of
should.
that too.
We have that email somewhere.
We do.
There was an email that went out about all that.
Yeah.
I think we need to dive in up to our eyeballs.
It's one of those things when you go,
So let's get Kevin in.
there's no
He's
turning back.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think the biggest concern that we've always had about letting sleeping dogs lie is we don't know how the city will react, you know, if they're gonna want more than what they're getting.
So this is they probably will,
Yeah.
Yes,
but this is, there's offshoots to this conversation that have long-range impacts for the town, positive impacts. If the town is willing to step off the ledge.
Cause the
but we need to understand the negative impacts, and that's really,
biggest concern that, you know, we've talked about this in our committee a couple of times is the fire districts that are all
That's what I'm
facing this,
talking about.
Yes.
are all facing the same problem. They can no longer meet the water quality standards.
Mhm.
And I think that rather than this being a haphazard project, one district at a time, we need to find a solution and take care of all of them. And eventually this will come under the town's jurisdiction. The town will be selling, you know, we'll be buying the water from the city, selling
Agreed.
it to the fire districts.
I agree 100%.
And whether or not we put a tank of some kind up off of Town Line Road and that tank fed into and then feeds the fire districts up there, or how it works, that's would be probably Otter Creek or somebody like them to design. But I think we have to look at the long term and whether or not we could add enough customers to the city's water usage so that I would like to see the town residents treated the same as the city. That's ultimately what I'd like to see. I think that's the way West Rutland's going to be treating this fire district over here. And I don't see any reason why that can't work, that we should all, you know, the usage is there, then the city should be okay with, if they're making money at the rate they're charging the city customers, they should be able to do the same for the town. You know, there may
According to
be,
the contract, they can. They just haven't.
so I think we need, to Mary's point, we need to really look into that from, with your perspective from the contract, plus what Kevin has to say, and then decide if we're ready to jump. I mean, we've talked about this
Mhm.
forever.
Mhm.
And it's, you know,
it's-
we've
we
always
should
tried-
bring it up every once in a while.
Well, we've been trying to figure out a way to, enter into this without us coming out on the short end. I don't know. I think we can, but I don't know if we,
We need to look at the other side of this, is the city needs to sell us water.
right?
The city will go bankrupt if they shut off our water. All of our customers take no work on the city's part. Our infrastructure is all newer. If they have to maintain it, they're billing us for it.
Yeah.
They
There's
go
no
down-
negative to it.
They go down and change out a fire hydrant, they're billing us for changing out the fire hydrant.
Yeah.
So a city fire hydrant breaks, they're going out and using their users paid, you know, their user money to change a hydrant. Well, that's not how it works in the town. So it's pure profit for them to sell us water, and the city's not in a position to be shutting us off on water.
And I think where we stand right now, we could probably, some of that maintenance your crew could do and get some knowledge as to how to do this.
And there's another municipality very close by that has lots of water that
Yes.
could end up servicing us if you know,
Yes.
the city didn't want to.
So, all right, sooner better.
All right, so let me talk to Kevin. And you want it like at a regular select board
No, I
meeting
think this
toward
is,
the end, or
I
you
think
want a
this needs,
separate
this
meeting?
is a long enough topic that we need to do this on its own.
Yeah, this is gonna be
Yeah.
one of those meetings.
And whether we do it in
Alright.
the evening or a morning or however, you know, we'll try to work around everybody's schedule.
Okay, right, let me talk with him. Yep. Alrighty,
Well, now that I kicked that hornet's nest, that's all I got.
have a very pleasant drive home.
It needs to be kicked.
Yeah, we need to look at these things.
Yeah.
Okay. Good night. All right, Ed Dumas, Town Police Chief.
We'll get some support from the fire districts,
Yeah, I mean, that part
you know, and,
I like, but let's
yeah, we gotta have some
remind
kind of
us
a
of the
plan.
risk. Yeah, that's really what we need to
Mostly,
do.
mostly we have to get ahead of it on these fire districts. 'Cause the city's talking about running a line to them.
All right, what you got? Good evening.
Well, we don't have any stats. We'll have those the next time around.
Okay,
I'm back from vacation.
yes, well,
I'd handle it and rest them very well, from as far as I know. I haven't heard any
as
negative
far as
effects
you
at this
know,
point in time.
right?
I sent Matt a picture of the new cruiser. We got it all back. Not up 100%, up a little hiccups, I guess we had with
The
the,
new cruiser, is it all detailed?
yes,
Is it out there?
No,
No.
not tonight.
Okay. Which cruiser is it that has the little,
So it's dependent on the door size. So right now it's on the Charger, which would be the smallest because that's the smallest door we have. But all the cars have the same markings now. They all have our town patch on the door.
yeah. I think it's too small, but that's just me. All right. And it does it identify police?
It's our
Clearly?
patch. It's the mirror image of our patch. So it says Rutland. It's exactly this, just on the door.
Okay, well, we'll
Yeah,
see.
like Jimmy's cruiser is pretty well marked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Alright.
this is the same way and the Charger's the same way. So
Okay. It was JP's truck that had the little,
yes,
All
on the
right.
tailgate.
yeah.
JP has the little ones on the backside.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
They're just magnets.
They are.
He just slaps those on whenever he wants to be a cop.
When he's working. I said when he's working.
He's working today.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so any questions? You got anything for us? Yeah,
The other thing is, I'll bring it up. It's been brought to, it was an ask question. I just want to bring up the whole board and then I'll take it up with the police commission later. Is, some people in the police department, I don't know if the rest of the towns wants to or not, but there's people that are married to spouses who have health insurance and they would just soon give up the town insurance for a price. If, I know some other agencies will take and buy out the person
Mhm.
and you can save us a lot of money that way. Just a thought. So I just want to bring it up so you guys could.
yeah, that really should go to police committee and we should crunch the numbers a little bit.
I brought it to all of you because maybe there's other departments
There probably is, yeah,
in the town could save money.
all right. All right,
Yeah, because
That's
the
about it.
buyback's never what
Yeah.
the full price of the insurance
Yeah.
is.
Right,
Yeah, no.
correct. It's a buyback.
okay.
Half the tasers are in. Waiting on the rest, basically waiting on the batteries.
There was something in the news about guns, Sig Sauers in particular.
Yeah, it was,
Correct.
It was,
There's a very large nationwide,
Yeah,
yeah.
Air Force person apparently set his gun on the deck. It bang, went off and killed him. So now there's this.
yeah.
A lot of,
And those are the ones we're getting rid of
Correct.
for the same reason. And do we have our guns yet?
we
Is
asked for an
that-
update and they said back order.
And is
Because
that the
everybody's
problem
doing it.
because
Exactly.
everybody's doing it?
Yeah, he's doing it and they're all,
And now even more so.
Right.
You have agencies like the Washington State Training Council outright ban the weapon in their entire state. And other agencies across the country doing the same. It's created a massive influx for Glocks.
hundred thousands of weapons need to be made.
Well, does it help that we're earlier than some of the others?
No,
Hope, I don't know.
we're not buying, we're only buying 7, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody going in and buying 700, they're gonna, we got slid down the ladder.
7,000
Or
or
seven-
70,000 or
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we got slid down the ladder. Big time.
Right.
So went on those, but half the taser stuff is in.
Okay.
The rest of
I'd
it
like
should
to
be in the
focus
rest of
on
this week.
Yes.
New
They'll pay
cruisers
more.
in. I'm holding the invoice on that until they fix the things that I found that are wrong with it.
Yes, please.
So, which they, as of an hour and a half ago, they told me they did not talk to the technician yet,
Okay.
how they're gonna fix it. So I said, okay, well,
Well, we can't approve anything until the next meeting.
There
So,
you go.
there it is.
Yeah.
How
So
long did the fire department wait to get their pay for the truck when they find it?
We held that check for a while.
Yeah.
Quite a
Yeah.
while.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's what you do. Yeah.
exactly.
That came to fix the stuff.
Okay.
Hey, anything else?
So have
Joe?
you guys given some thought to having, did Awesome Graphics make our signs for the station?
They did.
Making a sign to duplicate your patch to put on that portion of the building over there where your offices are, where the entrance is. Have you given any thought to that?
Yeah, not really.
Well,
And I think, actually Lynn mentioned it more than anybody.
well,
Uh,
I would like to, I think that I'd like to see that.
Okay.
What, we can maybe come up with some money from somewhere to get that sign put up. Cause we have the two out front and I'd like to see the PDs on the PD side. It gives it a little more personal. And when the people are wandering around the yard and they don't know where that sign points to, maybe they'll be able to find it.
Yeah, maybe. You're right. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
If you don't mind looking
I'll
at,
reach out to them. They have our stuff, so.
that and the, keypad we need for the foyer.
Yes.
See what that cost would be so that we can look into that. Those are a couple of loose ends that I'd like to look into.
All right.
Oh, we have to-
Anything else?
Good.
Okay. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Mike Rowe, Town Rec Director.
Oh, no, you're fine. You would have knocked me over. Okay, sure, I would have laughed, but. Right? If Teddy knocked me over. All right, how are you? I have a little bit of a list, so I do apologize. It was funny that we had talked about doors being replaced at Dewey Field.
Mhm.
And, I just so happened in the same day, both people decided to call me back. I'm not going to mention names. One group, almost cut their price in half.
Huh.
And the other person couldn't give me a price. So I'm still waiting, to see to bring to you to see which way you want to go.
Alright.
It does involve steel doors, new locks, but not new jams. Because I had a conversation with the bigger number and, said that's kind of like highway robbery. What are you thinking about? You need to go back, look at it and come in a different ballpark with me because that's ridiculous.
Yeah, good.
So that's still in the process. I'll bring you up to speed once I get a little bit more concrete numbers, but it was ironic. I got them in the same day, almost
Huh.
within a couple of hours each other, though the common factor was Bill. Speaking of Bill, thanks for updating our cameras up at the pool. They look great. We had a couple new ones and a couple different angles, so I feel a little bit more comfortable with how it's being viewed and if people are coming in or whatever. It's just a little bit more protection for everyone all around. Let's see. We have on the 9th of August, we are hosting a disc golf tournament for the New England Hearing Impaired. So that'll be coming up. Hopefully they hope to have like 10 or 12 come up and play our course from around New England. So that'll be an awesome time. The senior lunch, like you said, was absolutely, we had about 45 people was my count. It's always a big one.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited. Thanks to Byron for cooking and Kamutas for the food, and the lifeguards for the great sides. I'm thinking the next one to go to Lake St. Catherine and have a picnic
Okay.
on the end of August when everyone has to go back to that place I don't have to go to anymore. And it might be a little bit calmer there. But I'll throw that out to the group. Mary, if you want to add what we were talking about.
Yes, down under action items, letter C. This is the Rutland Town Seniors has a separate checking account. Most of what is in it, and I checked this with Jim Hall because he was there. They kind of operated as an independent organization. The town would give them either $1,000 or $1,500 a year. That money went into that account, and it was used to defray some of the costs of various, outings that the seniors had. A little bit of their own money went in because every meal people would pay $5, and then that went in as well. But the meals were usually considerably more than that. So there was a standalone checking account and just, belts and suspenders. While the seniors were all together and we had so many of them, we called for a vote to allow that account to be absorbed and transferred over to the town rec department. And it was basically unanimous. The seniors all agreed that that should occur. So we should follow up with a vote here of the select board to transfer the town seniors checking account into the rec department and close out that account and just,
Get rid of it.
yeah. Motion's made and seconded to do so. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Motion carries 5-0. Okay, that takes care of C.
Thank you, Mary. Couple of just programming notes. This fall, Northwood Park will be hosting in our youth soccer league that it's called Tri-Town. It's Rutland Town, Pittsford, and Brandon. We're together. We have been for a couple of years. We do it for baseball, but we include other towns. We just named it Tri-Town. We will be hosting at Northwood all of the U10 boys and girls games this fall on Saturday mornings. There'll be 2 games going on at a time.
Okay.
So it's going to be another great way to showcase our park, and the grass has come back. So I feel very comfortable that we can play on it, and we're good. So that'll be happening. I put a little awning up for our pickleball fanatics up at the court, right by the court, so they can put it over the bench so they can at least have a little bit of shade. They bring their own like tents and umbrellas. And so I put a little one up so that they can at least get out of the sun. And it is pretty hot up there. I'm not going to lie. Let's see. There's the only other thing that I had were the 2 things was upgrading our tractor at Dewey. We bought it in 2015. It's got a bucket on it and it has a mowing deck. It's over 10 years old. It's kind of, I don't use having do it all now. The bucket sits in the garage. I used it once. I don't have a need for, and it's a ride-on mowing. So I don't have a real need for it. If I have any need, I can bring over the 1 time or the 2 times that I would use a bucket with our tractor that we have with the highway and do work there. And that would require 2 people. But anyway, so in going from there, I went to see what it would cost. In 2015, we paid between 12 and 13,000 for that mower, brand new. They offered 8.5 to go towards if we got a 0 turn, which is now more expensive than they used to be. So it'd be about a difference of about 11,000 out of depreciation to replace that mower there. It's food for thought. Bring it to you to see what you'd like to do. If that's okay, then I'll move
Bring
forward.
it to the rec committee. Yeah.
Yeah. I emailed them a couple weeks ago and we had a little issue, but we can go through in that regard. And then the last thing is our background checks.
Okay.
And I guess we had gotten some new news from VLTC.
League of Cities and Towns reviewed the policy. And do we have it here?
I left it on everybody's desk last week.
Last week.
Yeah. From here?
I have mine. I'm not sure if everybody got it though. So it was
Yeah, I
just.
left it up on every desk.
Okay. So, I had a couple of comments on here and I think maybe we can go through these quickly if you'd indulge us. We sort of attempted to arrange a committee meeting and, after we got these comments and weren't able to get that together. So, but we're going to go forward with this soon. I guess you're going to need this soon to have a policy in place pretty soon.
I would like to, but I also don't want to rush into it and not have all of our I's and T's dotted and crossed. So as long as you are good with it, then I will move forward with it.
So I guess the question at the moment is, do we want to spend a few minutes on this as a board, or do we want to send it back to committee and then for another 2 weeks at least before we get this back on in front of the board?
Does that fit in with your timing?
It'll be close, but if I let them know that it'll be coming, they'll probably already have started. Like I said, I don't want to rush into it. I want to make sure everything's good to go. And everyone's on board. So I don't mind, I can forewarn them that they're going to have to end up doing this. For the coaches, I'm just starting to get coaches now. So ideally, but Like I
What's your
said,
pleasure, folks? Want to tackle it tonight or let the committee meet, do the League of Cities and Towns?
How much tackling is there? I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so.
I mean,
They have,
VLCT says do this, but I think we do that.
yeah, they didn't really. It's not exactly what they did.
No,
They raised issues for discussion.
Oh, God.
that sounds about
so
right.
why don't we just bring it back to committee? I mean, we are working on it, so it's not like we're doing our due diligence.
Yeah.
So nobody can fault us for that. We want to make sure we get it right. So if it rolls out in the fall, rolls out in the fall. Ideally. But like I said, I want to make sure we are good with it rather than just push something out and then have to make changes. So I'm okay with it if you're okay with it. But we can schedule a committee meeting for the next one.
Tell me.
Bill,
when
will you
check
add
with
that
Matt.
to our action for next meeting? Background check policy for rec volunteers.
And if you're good, we can do 5 next time before the meeting. Not free, it's up to Matt.
So the next meeting, do a 5 o'clock.
But we'll wait to see Matt checks his calendar and make sure.
Okay.
Go from there. Other than that, unless you guys have any questions for me, sorry.
Nope.
Lengthy.
A great event. Thanks to the lifeguards who did all of the
Yep.
sides.
They love it.
Yeah.
There were some that weren't there that were mad, which is great in that
It
regard.
was nice.
And the people were nice. I mean, I'm glad we had a big turnout.
One of your lifeguards is hunts down on my property. So he reintroduced himself and
Who was that? Hunts
Mr.
down?
Moran. Turkey. He's a turkey hunter.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah. Brogan. Yep. They're a big hunting family. Yep.
They are
Yep,
very
without a
much.
doubt.
The 8th grade is gathering bodies for the townwide celebration to assist. So if there's any
Okay.
specific, hopefully there will be a bunch available for before, during, and after. If you have any specific requests, we can put that out.
I did reach out to the person that's on the 8th grade, one of the 2 people that are on the 8th grade fundraiser in general for their trip, and let them know that we were to give me contact. I had a great fundraiser for them, meaning they could run a concession stand during our U10 soccer on Saturdays, but nobody's gotten back to me. So I can resend the email out again. I mean, we have the building, we have the spot, they supply it, they can make, like I said, there's 4 games, there's 8 games going on that day. You're going to have quite a few people trucking through every Saturday if they want to do that. But,
We used to do that. I remember
it's like
being
we
a,
made no money at all when we opened the concession stand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a parent volunteer there a couple of times.
We had more teams and more people.
Okay. Maybe
And
that
I
was-
tried it and it just
Yeah.
waste,
Oh, all right.
unfortunately. But it's there and I did offer that. So hopefully they'll take me up on that.
Okay.
But that's what I got.
All right. Any other questions for Mike on the rec department?
Okay, so Bill, I'll send you as far as a rec committee meeting email. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great. Is Mike on?
He's not. I did reach out to him specifically.
Okay. Joe, Public Safety Building Clerk.
There's a couple of things. So on the 23rd, the sprinkler system was put into service. And later that day, I got a call from Bill that some sheetrock or something had come down in the foyer of the police station. So I was thinking, great, we got a water leak. But as it turns out, they have nothing to do with each other.
I'm not sure
Is
which
that
is
good or
worse.
bad?
Just random drywall falling off the ceiling.
Well, no, above the door, what it looks like to me, and there's just like a sheet of drywall mud that just kind of slid off the wall. So I got a hold of Vic right off, and I talked to Vic the next day. He's supposed to send Gary up. They're supposed to take a look at it. I'm wondering if they tried to fix an oops with too much mud and it didn't stick, or, the vibration. I don't know, but it's the weirdest. And then while I was there, Lynette took me around and showed me a couple places where the vinyl baseboard in the police station on the corners has not stayed and it's puckered up. So I told her to keep track of all
Probably
this
because
stuff.
that truck turned around in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Could be.
Vibrating in the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then I did talk with Gary about coming up with a sign out front similar to the one on the tower, and they haven't got back to me on what that would cost for letters and.
Is the no turning one or
No,
no?
this
is
would
the-
go on the building where it says public safety,
Okay,
because that's, like I said, those lights were never designed to, light that sign. They were put there to
oh,
light
you
the
mean on
front,
the
front.
west side?
McKinley side.
Okay, I thought,
On the McKinley side, it says public safety, and then it has those two little lights behind it, just where the sprinkler room is. That signage is not lit up at all. It's terrible.
I
It's
thought
a-
it was on the police entrance side, the main entrance side.
Yeah, we
That
didn't,
was-
we didn't have any concerns with the signage there at this point.
All right.
Yeah, we're just out front there.
All right,
Anyway, so we're working on that. I haven't heard back from him, and I didn't hear back from Vic if Gary got a chance, so I'm gonna call him tomorrow and ask him if they've looked into that yet. And to the point of not turning around in the yard, last week, when we were traveling back and forth, I noticed a set of dual wheel tracks that went right around in front of the building and right out, right around the sign and down.
right around the sign.
Right
that's
around
out
the
there saying
sign and
no
down.
Turn here.
Yep. So the general public doesn't really care. They didn't tear the driveway up, but it probably was a single axle truck of some nature with dual wheels that turned around in the dirt from the road, and you can see the white dual wheel tracks right around it. So, all right, so that's pretty much where we are with that. We should be coming in pretty close to finishing this project up, so I would think Vic would want to get the last of his money, and hopefully we'll get to the bottom of everything. But the big thing is the sprinkler system is up and working, and it appears to be, no false alarms yet, Bill?
Nope.
No, that's a good thing.
Okay,
So that's been in service for a week.
good. All right. Thank you. Questions for Joe about the public safety building? All right, thank you much. Is JP on? Barbara Noise Pulling. Hi, Barbara.
Hi, good evening. Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
I don't know if Mike is still there, but I was going to talk about the meeting about the Pocket Park and the Phase 1 projects for that. That will be happening with the Town Planning Commission Thursday evening. And Sharon, I hope you've been receiving the emails as well as Mary about that. It'll be 6:30. That'll be the first thing on the agenda.
Thursday. Yeah, it's in my calendar, so thank you.
Yeah, hopefully it's in Mike's calendar too. I'll send him a reminder
Okay.
email tomorrow. Other than that, the Planning Commission is looking for some examples of subdivision bylaws. We think we'd like to see some and get a better idea of what's out there. And we've put out some feelers to Kevin, because I think he mentioned when he talked
did.
to you folks that, yeah, he'd been canvassing other towns. So we hope to hear.
He was pretty clear, though, that there aren't many without zoning and who have just subdivisions. So you're probably going to have to get a couple of towns that have some kind of a combined ordinance and then just lift the subdivision part out of it.
There's a couple, I think you mentioned.
There were, yeah.
That's probably how you want to read it.
And he is back from
Like
vacation.
7 they found or something, I thought I said.
Statewide, yeah.
They found it, at least.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, lifting language out of unified bylaws. It would be great if we could find someone that just had subdivision bylaws. But
Yep.
I don't know of any. So, through my work, haven't heard of too many instances. But we'll keep
Well,
plugging.
I've got to talk with Kevin anyway, so I'll remind him to send along towns that we should be looking at or that you should be looking at for subdivision ordinances?
That would be great. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Bylaws.
You did hear that. That's really good. All right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's
it.
that's all I have. Yeah,
Is the planning commission going to set up something for townwide celebration?
yes. I'm still hoping that, well, hopefully, maybe we'll have some stuff about the pocket park that we can
Okay.
share after Thursday night. And I'm still hoping to pull together the MS4, you know, work with the city and maybe show people where that impaired waters are, where they are, and some other things that they could be doing at home.
Okay.
Yeah, just start with some simple things and some things
Okay.
geared to kids.
Yeah. Good. Any questions, for Barbara, for the planning commission? Nope. Okay. Thank you very much, Barbara.
Okay, thank you. Have
See
a
you
good one.
Thursday.
Mhm,
Okay.
thanks.
Is Larry on?
Is not.
Okay.
Neither is Marcia.
Marcia's not on. We did, well, you saw the article in the Rutland Herald. Kari reflected it also at our meeting to set the tax rate. Two reasons, basically, why the tax rate is lower. One is because the listers have worked hard, and there was a significant increase to the value of properties on our town grand list. And of course, the school tax, the state levied school tax rate was down considerably. So that,
How would we know?
yeah. Well, our taxes are going
Our
down.
taxes are going down a little bit, so
That's how we would know.
that's all we gotta worry
Yeah.
about.
Yep. Okay, Chris Clark, Town Fire Chief. Chris, are you there?
He's not here.
Okay. So this is a quick question. Are we helping with that fire out in Fairhaven that got started by somebody clearing brush? We're not? Okay. All right. I know we helped with the one in Killington for a very, very long time, so.
Yeah. Yeah, that one sucked.
All right. So Kari, your turn.
So you already went over the tax rate, so if there's any questions, it's in the it's in the Rutland Herald. Yes, yes, it's going down, which is nice. And then the only other thing that I have for tonight is our audit is pretty much complete for 24-25, which is much earlier than usual. They're just waiting for a certain report, and that'll be a little bit, it doesn't come out until a little bit down the road. But it should be wrapping up a lot sooner than normal.
Good.
I have had a lot of conversations with both auditors, especially Sharon. She's been in my office for many days doing this. And, I learned something every year with it. And one of the things I wanted to bring forward that she was telling me the importance of actually is the fact that, and this recently came up, but it is an actual thing that she wanted me to share with everyone, is that if we don't have an actual invoice for something, we actually cannot pay it. So when she goes goes through her testing, they look for something that says invoice or statement, they look for the date of whatever it was and how much it was and where we're paying it to, and made sure that we paid the right amount and with what check number and all of this. So what she was saying is this is basically an audit, is making sure that we're not in any way doing any fraud of any sort, which is a great thing on their part. But if we can't come up with an actual invoice or something that says an invoice, she actually doesn't even look at it. It doesn't even count. So it doesn't look good for us when that happens.
So
So
Kari, can you give us some examples of things that we have, that we've, I mean,
I can give you one.
okay.
well, that, and I also want to say that she also mentioned that any correspondence, like emails that say that, for example, sometimes I get a department head sending me an email and saying, well, can you cut me a check for such and such so that I can go and buy such and such? That's not even something that I should be accepting at all, because basically emails can be fraudulent. And so unless there's a paper trail that says that person actually went and bought something and was truthful to their email, then they can't count that. So if that actually happens, I need all receipts that go with everything. So this is just kind of a reminder. Um, it was She was in my office today and she overheard some conversations that were happening, and she just wanted to make sure that we're doing our best practices accounting wise, and that's my job to make sure that everyone knows what we need to be doing so that our reports come out with no marks on them. So
Okay, so Kari, it sounds like one of those things where you'll be sending an email around to department heads reminding them that they have to have invoices and receipts behind everything. Is that kind of what you're planning on doing?
it's not a bad idea. I can certainly do that so that it's in written form.
Yeah, let's do that and follow up on her good work and your advice that you got from her. So thanks.
So we have for instance, a bill for the truck.
Yes.
They didn't call it an invoice. They had another name for it, but it still had a number on it to pay him for the thing. And we had a conversation about there's no invoice. I said, that is the invoice. That's how they bill for the things to get the car fixed. That's what they give us.
Okay. So
So
it's just sometimes the language is a little different on
It
the
had a different name than invoice. It had I can't remember exactly what it said.
statement or quote or,
I
yeah.
think it was a quote or
Okay.
something.
All right. So was that not acceptable, Kari?
Well, it was just, let's just put it this way. It's a learning opportunity for everybody to make sure that we're following what we need to follow so that we remain a town that people look up to and know that their money is going into the right place, basically.
I think we've been doing that all along, but if there are things that you think we should sharpen up, please do copy the select board on that email and we'll make sure that we're on top of it too.
I will do
So
that.
thanks for your good work on the worksheet for the setting the tax rate. So we appreciate very much your help on that.
You're
Any
welcome.
questions for our town clerk and treasurer?
We should probably someday circle back to having a meeting about last year's audit recommendations. Some
Oh,
of the
yeah.
bigger long-term projects that we haven't tackled and whether we're going to tackle them and how.
So Matt's reminding me about the finance committee should probably meet to follow up on what the recommendations were in last year's audit, so we can make sure as budgeting time comes upon us, or just generally, now that we're in a new fiscal year, we're on top of those things. And we did the auditor give any indication when there's always a meeting between the auditor, you and the finance committee to go over things before we get the final audit. So do we have any idea when that might be?
No, not at all. She just finished up a little bit today, so I would assume it'll
Okay.
be a little bit down the road, but certainly way before we normally get it, which is usually by the holidays, so this will be much
Yeah.
earlier.
This will be good. So, okay, so let's see when we might be able to set up a finance committee meeting.
Sure. Shoot off
Okay,
some dates and by email and I'll see if I'm available.
okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions for Kari? If not, thanks very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
You too.
Okay, Bill Sweet, Town Administrator.
Good evening.
Good evening.
You noticed it was nice and late this week.
We did.
That was good.
I like it. Is it still light? Or
I'm
should be-
I will be out of the office on vacation next week, so Mary and I are doing the agenda this coming Thursday. Yep.
so
Yes,
hopefully
we
it's
are.
light.
Yes.
That's what I got.
Right, okay.
I like this.
Are you going away on vacation? Good. Maine?
No, farther south.
It's hotter down there.
It is hotter there, but
Okay.
it's going to be
Pointing
good.
that out.
Yep.
Yep.
We're looking forward to it.
So what have you got?
You have the contract in the folder
There is.
that we got. And I didn't ever see a response from Kevin on it. I don't know if you did.
Well, that's right. We did, as soon as we got this, we sent it to Kevin and asked him to look it over.
Mhm.
So, because he was back last Thursday, so he and I had a conversation about a number of things, including this. This is the contract for the South End Sewer project. As designed by Otter Creek Engineering. And
And then there that.
I've only had this.
we had asked, Kevin had a number of recommendations that he sent on and asked that they be incorporated. I don't know if they have been. That's so
Yep.
I don't know what to do. What do you want me to do? The contract is here. We do want to get started. But I don't know what to tell you. I did ask Kevin. We sent the contract on for his review.
His comments were.
Incorporated, that's correct.
So his comments went to you. And then he's not communicating, or was he communicating with an attorney and for, or the contract?
Otter Creek did the work.
I think Kevin's comments were strictly to us and not anybody else. Yeah.
So then they probably would have.
We don't
It was
know.
on. It was mostly on retained, right?
I remember retainage as being one of the issues, yes.
Yeah, it released like another 5% after.
Well, it said it was not really, the 10% wasn't really 10% because.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like a-
5%, but
Yeah, there was a completion point where it released it or something. Oh,
As long
I
as
have faith that if it's Otter Creek's contract, I mean,
I'm
Otter Creek
okay
does
with it.
this stuff.
they don't usually mess too much. I'm just,
And they do more projects a year than you could ever count.
does it, can you find that part in there, Mary, where it talks about the retainage?
Yes, it's on the second page.
Okay.
And it speaks to okay. Owner shall make, that's us, shall make progress repayments on account of the contract price on the basis of the contractor's application for payment on or about the 15th day of each month during performance of the work provided. Provided such applications for payment have been submitted in a timely manner and otherwise meet the requirements of the contract. Such payments will be measured by the schedule of values as established under general conditions, and in the case of unit price work, based on the number of units completed, or in the event there is no schedule of values as provided elsewhere in this contract. And then 1, prior to substantial completion, progress payments will be made in an amount equal to the percentage indicated below, but in each case, less the aggregate of payments previously made and less such amounts as owner may withhold, including but not limited to liquidated damages in accordance with the contract. The first, 90% of the work completed, with the balance being retainage. If the work has been 50% completed as determined by engineer, and if the character and progress of the work has been satisfactory to owner and engineer, then as long as the character and progress of the work remains satisfactory to the owner and engineer, there will be no additional retainage. And B, 90% of cost of materials and equipment not incorporated in the work, with the balance being retainage.
But still 10%. Yeah.
I'm
And then there's another section. Upon substantial completion, owner shall pay an amount sufficient to increase the total payments to contractor to 100% of the work completed, less such amounts set off by the owner pursuant to part of the general conditions, and less 200% of engineer's estimate of the value of work to be completed or corrected as shown on the punch list. So that's, we have to pay, but there's a set aside for up to twice the amount the engineer says.
this particular project, we're going to be, I know Kevin said it comes out to 5%, but it won't be because the majority of the cost is up front in the project. It's front loaded because we're doing the boring and all that. So we're going to be holding 10% of the bigger invoices. Once the project's considered 50% complete, the invoices aren't going to be as expensive because they're going to be trenching and whatnot.
Okay.
The boring portion's probably the most.
That's the most expensive
That's the
part. I'm comfortable with it.
I am.
All right.
Here's his email if you want to review it. I don't know if we need to go in executive session or what, but his email was back on June 3rd with his comments. And it was expensive.
Yeah.
I think most of those were about the retainage, if I recall.
Well, it starts off with that. So here's my, so I don't know if you can look at that quickly and tell if that matches what's in there.
It looks like 10%, but is really 5%. Agreement. Retainage is withholding 10% from each progress repayment. Once the work is 50% complete and everything else is proceeding according to plan, there will be no additional retainage. Let's see if that.
What that said.
Did I just read that?
Yep.
It sounded like it.
All right, so that hasn't been changed. There will be no additional retainage. That's right. So it does not look like Kevin's comments were included here. What's your pleasure?
Any other comments? Anything too substantial, Matt? Can't remember off the top of my head.
You want me to forward it to you? Would that help?
I can find it.
I just
I
think
don't know. You're attorney. Not
I'd like
me.
to not delay it any longer, because I don't know what other legwork they've got to do, but the sooner they get this all
I assume they don't want to hire up. They probably don't want to sign up their boring company until they know.
right.
That's right.
And I think we should sign that. I don't see anything in there that's gonna hurt us. There's a certain amount of contingency built into the price.
This is
There
the,
are issues he raises about insurance.
Since we're dealing with a
Waiver of
very,
rights. Yes, an engineer.
I think, reliable local company. I'd be okay with signing it personally.
Issue consequential damages. He wants stricken. I mean, so there's a whole list of things, but I don't know how these things usually go. I'm sure you've done contracts with Otter Creek.
That's a
before,
pretty short
so I don't know
contract.
if there's any negotiation on this or not, but we gotta get going.
I don't think there's anything in there that's gonna hang us out. And I mean, if Casella's, we agree to the contract, but we always still hold the purse strings. We'll pay, but if there's a major problem comes up, then they're gonna be aware of it. And then it's their payments that are gonna be withheld until it's.
Well,
The
all
big,
amounts not paid when due shall bear interest at the rate of 12%.
yeah, that's 1%.
Yeah, I know, but that's
This
still,
better not take more than a month. But I think that, I don't.
haven't heard a motion.
Well, move to approve the contract with Casella
Second.
for the stop line sewer.
There's one signature.
Take it. I need a pen because mine just quit working, but whatever. You don't want to sign.
No, I'm fine, but you just need to add that to your
All
motion.
right.
Okay.
Authorize chair to sign.
Okay. Discussion.
Yes, I feel like we need to consider what our processes are here going forward on these, because if these contracts are not something we're gonna mess around with, then why are we paying Kevin?
Yeah.
I mean, he gave us extensive analysis here. I have no way of judging for myself how important any of this is. I don't deal with construction litigation, so I guess. Yeah, I know he's probably not available now, but it would be nice to hear from him if any of this is absolutely critical. But at the same time, we've had his comments for almost 2 months and we got to get this project done. So I guess I'm leaning towards voting in favor, but I'm not real comfortable.
Well, we did get, I mean, we got it to him and then we got this to him to see if they were incorporated. That part he
you
responded
did?
to very quickly.
Oh.
And then this we sent last week when we knew he was back.
But it never,
So-
but we
But
don't.
we don't know. I've never heard back from him.
His comments were ever communicated to Casella or to Otter Creek, right?
That's, I thought you had forwarded
I'm
the
pretty sure
comments
they
to
were,
Otter Creek,
yeah.
Otter Creek. Yeah.
Fairly sure they were.
Okay, well, here's another test then. You could look at see, there was one provision he wanted struck entirely.
Yeah.
So you can look and see if that's in there.
Okay.
Things like this shouldn't be this different. No. You would think.
You know what? Looks like it was,
One victory.
unless it was renumbered. What was it about? The general topic?
Special damages.
I think it was.
Subparagraph 2, so it was there was a B1 and a B2, so.
Well, we're looking at what, 6.06? That's completely gone. It goes to 6.03 and then it goes to 7. No, I don't think there's a page missing.
I mean, this section is not even remotely on topic to what, so it doesn't seem like it's the same document.
Bill, is there a could you do quick text or email to Kevin, just on the off chance?
Certainly, you might be home. You might be awake. We are.
I mean, this is not even, he references another section, 7.08. It's nothing in there.
It's gone
So
too.
this is like a completely different document as far as I can tell. I have no idea what it is.
Gotta wait.
Let's leave it for a minute and go on with, let's see if he responds. We'll come back to it after we finish the other work. So we did receive information concerning, from Allstate concerning the accident with the police cruiser down on South Main Street. And that is in the packet. So could you make sure that League of Cities and Towns gets that?
Absolutely.
And we should keep a copy of anything like that we.
Yeah,
get,
I'll scan
just
it. I'll
in
scan
case.
it.
Okay, good, thanks. All right, what else do you have?
It's everything I had.
All right. I was looking for. I did send you a second incomplete notice from the District Environmental Commission concerning the demolition request for a portion of the Diamond Run Mall. There still needed more information, not from us. This is from the applicant, BAI, the mall owners. All right. I do have information, and there is on our agenda the meeting in executive session to hear confidential attorney-client communication. And we can take Kevin's call should he call in the middle of it. And do we have any committee reports? Looks like we have the Recreation Committee. Yep.
They met right before the last meeting.
The last meeting.
Right.
So we had a little bit of what you talked about there. Anything that you, Rec Committee, that you want to bring up that we didn't otherwise go through? Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's do this. Let's go into executive session for the purpose of confidential attorney-client communication. If Kevin should call in the meantime, that fits within that. So let's, if you could let us know, we'd appreciate that.
Okay.
So is there a motion to go into executive session for the confidential attorney-client communication? Is there a second? Motion made and seconded. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay.
You're all set.
Okay, we're out of executive session at 7:49-ish. And we have a pending motion concerning the motion is to have the chair sign on behalf of the select board and sign the contract with Casella for the South End Sewer Project. Is there any amendment to that?
I'll amend that to. Oh, how are we gonna, to be approved by town council before being sent off.
To have me sign it tonight, subject to approval, and then
To approval by town
not
council.
sent out until town council is reviewed and approved.
Got it.
Okay. All right. So
Second.
motion is made and seconded, and both amendments are. So any discussion?
Beat this one to death, too.
I think we did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Right.
Aye. Motion carries 5-0, and I am signing.
I don't know why they can't say, you gotta dig from here to here, do this, cost you this much. This is what we're hanging on to when you're done. Make sure you got insurance. You know, we-
attorney show.
You know, I knew that was coming. I just wasn't sure which one was gonna say it.
Matt's nodding his head.
Well, they gotta make a living too, but I understand that. But, you know, it's like when you write a bill in Congress or Senate or whatever, 700 pages, and it only takes 3 to explain it was actually what we're doing, you know? And we sold milk for 100 years, and I still don't know how they price milk.
Oh, my God. Milk pricing? Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable. I never understood it either. Okay, that pretty much, let's just
cover
run
everything
through
on your
the
list?
action items. We heard from Megan Smith. I'm not sure what action you folks want to take with that. Are we gonna wait and get some more information on the Heather Lane thingy? Oh,
Sure.
I don't know. mean,
I think the way to I think we should approach the Heather Lane people. I think when you and I talk, we know how many people are there. We draft a letter explaining to them the situation, and we're trying to come up with a solution.
mhm.
And go from there. Somebody's going to change.
Have a naming contest to the town.
You know, if there's 6 or 8 residents and they want to get together and come up with a name, that would be the way to go.
All right.
And we'll take the high ground. But, you know, if we had the name first, and you know, that's what I wanted to bring, but that doesn't really cut much ice either.
And I guess they did have, she didn't mention it, but apparently they did have, an ambulance go to the wrong Heather Lane.
Yes.
And that's not a good situation.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So,
all right.
I mean, we do have the lease. Now, the one thing I did,
So we did the shared use path fence. We did the Rutland Town Seniors checking account. We did the executive session. The project list is up there. We worked on, well, we're going to be working on the pocket park, and we worked on the shared use path. Oh,
and
what-
eventually that public safety building will come off.
that will eventually come off.
This stuff from the Diamond Run was that last meeting.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
It was just on my
Um,
desk and I wasn't here last
I
meeting.
do want to request that the highway committee walk the shared use path. I did with Byron at his request after the seniors luncheon. And if you, I mean, as rec, you might want to take a look too. That path needs work. And there were, and there's some ditching that hasn't been done. There were some washes, and there were some, probably culverts missing, and possibly, I think there was supposed to be 2 retainage ponds and there was only 1. So if you could also pull out what the engineering said it was supposed to happen and take a look, because I don't think they're there, and Byron certainly didn't think it was there. So also, you know, just stuff like trees, there was fill, there was the gravel for the walkway right up against trees and covering the roots, and you know, they're half dead and there were gashes in the trees, and you know the things are going to die. So it just wasn't there yet. So please do take a look. And anyway, so I'm also conveying what Byron noticed and he was concerned about. All right. Anything else?
Move to adjourn.
Oh,
Second.
motion's been made and seconded to adjourn. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We're adjourned. Thank you, everybody.